It's the hurricane and not trap this church. Oh yes. Got off of work, you know, ate while I was grabbing some clips. And I got my smoke on. I still got a little energy left. So like I'm gonna try to go to sleep after this, wake up, and then start something in the afternoon. And hopefully I can probably get a song done. Like who knows? We on down to the last day of work. But let me get everything started real quick. But the church doors are open. Hold on. I said the church doors are open. You already know what it is. It's the Hurricane and Night Trappist Church. You dig? The church doors are open. Hold on. I said the church doors are open. Hope you got on your Sunday best, ladies. Bless that fucking thumbnail. Like I was just in the process of sending you that link. You probably just got the link already because I was just, as soon as you pop up, I already hit the send button. Bless that thumbnail. Much love, much love, much love to the guy that's Vanta. You got 3 videos real quick. And hope everybody having a cool day, cool afternoon, cool evening, and cool night. It is 10:31 over there in the UK, so like you already know how it is early morning. This is the time the service starts. It starts around 10:30. 10:30. Early in the morning. But like that's the second service. First service starts at like 7 or 8. But at the Hurricane and Night Trappist Church, let me set it up real quick.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Dash computer, prepare to praise the God of storms. And prepare to engage. Oh, where we at? We gotta go right here real quick. We gotta play this track.
You're shopping with blinders on. It's a meat gold mine over there.
Free Twister. Get the choir ready real quick. Bow down to the ride of storms, ladies. I'm floating down from the sky and shit. Give it up for Pastor K. Shout out to Twister. Free Twister. Fuck tax evasion.
With the effort, the elegance of a lyrical veteran, I'ma come with the medicine for the one to be heard or becoming sick of the garbage. You wanna hear the coldest, cause I'll be the boldest. With the fucking manure, it's like I'm on a computer when I begin to manipulate and maneuver because I'm off of the Buddha. Whenever you wanna shoot it, I do it to make a nigga notice. Come and see how I wreck it, take a peek at the method. Look how I come with the records and I can bring an effect in the regular rhetoric. Get of an art, to start the part, to see it down as I walk through it, as I fought through it. See me coming through the door, it's kinda like I'm finna go and take a walk in the cathedral. I'm feeling like everybody is evil, so I'ma go look at a picture of Mary and talk to it.
Hold on. We gotta go back. We gotta go back. We gotta go back. We gotta go back on that. The church doors is open, everybody. Free Twister, he locked up for tax evasion. What's my favorite MC, dog? But it's time to take him to church. The Hurykane tonight trapped this church. Early morning service. Fresh off of work. Lag out.
With the effort, the elegance of a lyrical veteran, I'ma come with the medicine for the one to be heard or becoming sick of the garbage. You wanna hear the coldest, cause I'll be the boldest. With the fucking manure, it's like I'm on a computer when I begin to manipulate and maneuver because I'm off for the Buddha. Whenever you want to shoot it, I do it to make a nigga notice. Come and see how I wreck it. Take a peek at the method, look how I come with the records and I can bring an effect in the record. The rhetoric, etiquette of an art, the start, the part, the see it dollars as I walk through it, as I fall through it. See me coming through the door, it's kinda like I'm finna go. I took a walk in the cathedral. I'm feeling like everybody is evil, so I'ma go look at a picture of Mary and talk to it.
Tell him Twister. Free Twister. Locked up for tax evasion.
Come and unshackle the chains, attacking the game. I come at the lanes, it's after the flames. Spectacular aim when I shoot them all in the back of the brain. Then the scatter remains, because I am provocative. I'm an apocalypse and I'm a rocket ship. I can say opposite and be opposition. Bet you never been through what I've been through unless you walk in my moccasin. Open in my position. The craziest memory, if you play me, it's finna be radiant energy. Alien enemy, maybe a mentally superior being over you with a devastating ability. Rating an entity, such as me could be fuckery. What could be ugly, thuggly. Luckily, if you fuck with me or somebody such as me, what to see is what I wouldn't have to go demonstrate or carry out publicly.
Take him home, Twister.
I'ma dismember ya. I'm still a pimp with the limp and the smoking the hemp with the henny and any rival among an immortal in order to get it, forget it. You fucking with an emperor. So check your temperature. It's pathetic. It's just because I'm sympathetic. A medic is headed in direction for checking to see if you able to be saved or dead because I was smoking on indica when I was in the cut. I'm an enigma like Keith Murray. My speech flurries and I speak dirty. The beat to eat the unworthy with the heat early. Don't be worried. I squeeze like the threes from Curry. I leave your vision blurry and kill him in a hurry like I got the llama. A rider for all the drama inside. I'm left in the alley for his mama to find him. I get away even though I'm a designer. Twister.
The Hurykane tonight trapped this church choir, everybody. I don't really follow football. She followed that UFC. That's my baby. It's all about that UFC. You know we have to start off on some church shit. That was Twister. That was Twister. You already know what it is. Welcome to the Hurykane tonight trapped this church. South Africa. Where we at? That thumbnail is hot. All right. I gotta take it off of here. No. No, I don't.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
And I was like, since I'm here already, I might as well just play it. You already know it. Wait a minute. Let go.
My thoughts unfold with yours entwined.
Much love to the first lady.
A story told.
Let's put an extra view on this.
Within my mind, a silent grace.
The church doors are open.
No word is said.
Turn up the speakers on the USS Hurykane and blast it.
In this shared space,
put up the projector
where
screen.
souls are fed, our minds entwined, a sweet delirium. Love's mad design, pure true dominion.
do anything for the first lady.
This fragile trance, we lose all time in this wild dance, a love sublime, a vibrant hue of passions are forever new within my heart. Our minds entwine, a sweet delirium, love's mad design, pure true dominion. Lost deep, feel this connection, we keep a sacred seal. Our souls collide with nothing to hide. A beautiful ride.
Tee it up. Nice. Jay-Z brings out Jazz on stage and pay homage. What? No, I just saw a report. Like, wait a minute, that's odd. He just bought out Jazzo, the originator, for one of my favorite tracks. Jigga what? Jigga who? Yup. Shouts out to Vonta for the track. All right, we just turned that off. Okay, now we got to go back over here.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Dash computer, prepare to engage. Set up the projector in the parking lot, because not everybody can fit in this church. And make sure you send the ladies out there to pass out the frankincense, because we ain't got no frankincense. Church doors is open. Church. You already know what it is. Let's get it cracking. You already know what it is. Here at the Hurykane Night Trapping Church. Try to get down. Baby, get a coffee. Get back and get down. Hey. The Empire. Let go.
Time to have a party, time to have a party. Baby girl love it, everybody get naughty. Time to have a party, time to have a party. Baby girl love it, and she about to get naughty, get naughty. Get naughty.
Get the church, get naughty.
Get naughty. Baby girl get naughty. Walking in the club, ladies showing love. See me on stage, tell that motherfucker love. Baby girl getting low, talking to the flow. Pick it back up, baby, make that ass roll. Out of control, got me saying roll. Baby twerking, don't be good, go high, go when the drop singing low. Take it to the most. Baby hop on it soon as the door close. I'm the one that she chose. Take it from the road, pull out the camera phone, wanna see you do a pose. Put your tube video, time to make a flick. Going full thumbs when I'm giving her the dick. Baby girl, you the shit. Girl like a party with. Live a bad chick, say fire like a house and yes, baby, this a hit. Got another party mix. Call me Santa Claus, had to put you on the naughty list. Time to have a party, time to have a party. Baby girl love it, that she about to get naughty. Time to have a party, time to have a party. Baby girl love it, that she about to get naughty, get naughty.
Dancing up the aisle, twerking on the chandeliers.
Giving her the business, love it when I'm in it. Been around so but that's her favorite position. Give it to her raw, going in the deep. Fucking all night, we ain't about to go to sleep. Vibing to the beat, while I clap her cheeks. Baby girl skirting and she fucking up the sheets. She the beauty, I'm the beast. Eat it like a feast. Sweet cherry pie, baby, let me get a piece. Detroit after dark, did it in the park. Under the stars on the hood of a car. She adventurous, we up in the parking lot. Put up to the job, we was fucking on the clock. Day and after work, we went to the drive-in. Treated like a swimming pool, I'm about to dive in. This a party over here, got you fucking vibing. Grab a naughty girl, yeah, I'm about to slide in. Time to grab a party, time to grab a party. Baby girl love it and she about to get naughty. Time to grab a party, time to grab a party. Baby girl love it and she about to get naughty, get naughty, 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 get naughty, naughty, naughty.
Okay, I got y'all saying.
Time to have a party, time to have a party. Baby girl love it and she about to get naughty. Time to have a party, time to have a party. Baby girl love it and she about to get naughty, get naughty, 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 get naughty, naughty.
Video of all time.
Naughty, naughty, naughty,
Naughty and
naughty, 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 naughty.
the most controversial video of all time. The naughtiest video of all time. That's the motherfucking cat. Hurykane, bitch. I'm trying to get DJ Paul to be the voice. Like, yo, motherfucker, mafia. I had Juicy J in the background, like, shut the fuck up. I would have motherfuckers in the corner doing the Urkel dance and shit like. Everybody do the Urkel dance. No one to this day can still tell me when did Steve Urkel hopped in the studio, dropped a full track and a whole dance routine within a couple hours. Steve Urkel was a that shit is funny. That episode was crazy. That was on the motherfucking rooftop gigging like a motherfucker. Do it. Everybody do it. I'm still tripping like, when the fuck Steve Urkel get into the booth, make a full rap song and a routine. And here's the magic part of the routine. This is the first time he's presenting this in front of everybody, right? How all of a sudden everybody knew the dance? I'm like, what the? This nigga Steve Urkel is a fucking demigod. Because look, I don't know what I say. We ain't see that nigga go into the booth and drop no track. Oh man. But it's all good though. We just got that gig in 19 minutes. Let's get to it. Got 3 videos. We gonna play this one, that one. Okay, cool. There we go.
The Latin word. The Hebrew word is Hallel. And if you notice, most of the angels' names have EL in them. Right? Many prophets have EL or AH, YAH. So they have God's name in their name. God, Ezekiel. There you go. Yeah, I think we know it, Ezekiel. Yeah, very well. Yeah. So Hallel that's his original name. Lucifer is his Latin name. When you read the description of him in Isaiah 14, oh how you have fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning, or morning star, and his name also means light bearer. Well, he can still now, even though he has a grotesque, evil, and wicked anti-God nature, because of his ability to transform, I believe he still has the ability to transform into that original image of Lucifer. Now, I don't think he can retain that image because of his wickedness, but I believe that he will transform into that image for the purpose of deception.
Get this nigga, coach.
Christians like to add to the Bible in order to facilitate their dominant belief in Satan. I mean, Christians are Satanists because they believe in Satan. They believe Satan exists. They may not worship Satan. They may look at Satan as an evil creature, but they believe that Satan exists. I, for one, will tell you that Satan does not exist, not even slightly. And that even when they try to utilize the idea of Lucifer to say that this is one of the names or one of the beings of Satan, they are woefully mistaken in reading into their Bible or rereading into their Bible in order to facilitate their narrative. And this is not new. This is not new. The writers of the New Testament did the exact same thing when utilizing the term devil. And in Revelation, when it says that Jesus will be called the morning star, they read these things into the Bible from the lack of understanding of what the Old Testament actually says. So let's take a look at it. So when he brought up chapter 3 of Ezekiel, what does it say after that? When the Lord has given you rest from your pain and turmoil, and he and the hard service with which you were made to serve, you will take up this taunt against the king of Babylon. So who is the next part talking about? How he oppressed, how the oppressor has ceased, how the insolence has ceased. The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers that struck down the people in wrath with unceasing blows that ruled the nations in anger. Who is he talking about? He's talking about the king of Babylon. And furthermore about the king of Babylon, let's see, is it actually talking about him? It says that Sheol, same chapter, same little soliloquy that's being told, beneath it stirred up to meet you when you come. It rouses the shades to greet you, all who were the leaders of the earth. It raises from the throne all who were kings of the nations. All of them will speak and say to you, look at what they're going to say to you. You too have become as weak as we. You have become like us. Your props is brought down to Sheol, and the sound of your harps. Maggots are the beds beneath you, and worms are your covering. So they've been even brought down to the lowest level, weak as they are, meaning that they're dead. So they're weak, but they can claim that the devil is doing something. And then it gets into the part that Christians just like to cherry pick. How you are fallen from heaven, O morning star, son of the dawn, son of dawn. How you have cut down to the ground, you who laid the nations low. You said to yourself, I will ascend to the heavens. I will rise my throne above the stars of God and the stars of God of the angels. I will sit on the mount of assembly of the heights of Zephon. I will ascend to the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. What is saying he's going to be above the Most High? But just like the Most High, sitting in the grand assembly over everything. But we see in this is a description of things that men do. And when it says that he is fallen from the heavens like a morning star, this is a reference to Venus. The planet Venus gives the perception that it falls from the horizon when the sun rises in the morning. So this is all poetic as he's describing these things.
Lucifer, the son of the morning, I'm going to change you out of earth. I'm going to put on the iron shirt and chase Satan off the earth. I'm going to put on the iron shirt and chase the devil off the earth. I'm going to send him to outer space to find another race. I'm going to send him to outer space to find another race. Oh, yeah. All I know what made me think of that old-ass reggae song, but that was the shit.
Is it not poetic? Does it not read poetic? But then people want to take it as literal, that it's talking about a being, when it's actually talking about the planet Venus, to which they identify stars, planets, to be gods and goddesses or angels and things of that nature. But this is using the term, it does, say hello, but it is not referring to the devil. And then furthermore, as it gets to the end of this, he says that you will not be joined with them in burial because you have destroyed your land. Didn't Satan got land? Devil got land, Lucifer got land. You have killed your people. He got people. May the descendants of evildoers nevermore be named. Prepare a place of slaughter for his sons. Who married the devil? The devil got sons. Maybe that's why people say when it's.
I need to spend a day where I believe everything. Watch the show American Gods. Because it speaks from the perspective of Shadow Moon. I need to go back to it. I need to go back to that show. But it was like, you know, like you made me think of the scene where Odin was talking to Shadow Moon. He was like, "What do you believe?" He was like, "Everything." And I am so mad that they canceled that goddamn show. I was heated that they fired Orlando Jones because like he was the guy, Mr. Nancy and shit. You know, oh my God. It's like the old ancient guys versus the new guys. Mr. Global, the technology shit. It's like, you know, like we're dealing with the new guys right now. And they're trying to bring AI all over this bitch. Globalization, AI governance. This is why I'm Hurykane, the god of wind, storms, and fire. I'm looking for my brothers, Guatava, my sister Costa Rica, and my great mother Guabana Cakes, so we can level this fucking planet. Oh, I think they out there somewhere. I will find them.
Sunshine never rain, the devil beating his wife.
Devil beating his wife. It's like, I know that show, but not watched it though. Right. It's been a minute since I watched it. I only watched it one time, and I you know, it was like on and off because I was so fucking busy. And plus, I had to catch it through other means. Because I don't even think I had cable at the time. So I was trying to like catch that bitch free on motherfucking free streaming shit. Or to catch a motherfucker watching it off his cell phone. You know, that's how I was watching some Doctor Who and shit. I was like, oh shit. But it's a great show. You know, I put up one of the clips on my community post. You know, that's Orlando Jones on the slave ship talking to the slaves and shit. You know, so I was like, yeah, no, they got rid of that. I'm talking about every scene that Orlando Jones was in, he controlled it. This is when I knew, I mean, no. I ain't knew like he was an actor then. I knew he was an actor when I saw him play in Drumline. Because Orlando Jones, he come from Mad TV. This is when I first seen him. He was funny as fuck, sketch comedy, doing the 7-Up commercials later on after that. Then he got into the movies with Eddie Griffin called Double Take. That movie was the shit. You don't expect it to be, you know, like you expect it to be a cheesy comedy, but it was actually a good fucking movie. Double Take was a good fucking movie, like real shit. Eddie Griffin, Orlando Jones, Vivica Fox. Who else was in that shit? Like I forgot the bad guy name. Well, it was like, I'm gonna light you like a Philly blunt and smoke your bitch ass. Blah, blah. You know, he had his girl with him. He was like, thank you, baby. You know I like silver guns. I was like, come here, baby. He slid on that floor, nigga. Eddie was shooting those niggas. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, man. That movie was fucking good. If I haven't seen the movie Double Take, check it out. Check it out. You know, and plus, like, what I really love about it, here's what makes it great. Corruption within the motherfucking FBI. You know what I'm saying? You know, trying to railroad a nigga. And motherfucker Eddie Griffin trying to save him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, shit gets crazy, but it's a good fucking movie. It's funny, and it's awesome. It's a good fucking movie. I think it's one of Eddie Griffin's best movies next to Foolish. Foolish was based on his life. Shouts out to Master P. He was like, yo, nigga, I'll give you $1 million cash.
Yeah, he got kids.
Damn.
But prepare a place of slaughter for his sons because of the guilt of their fathers. Let them never rise to possess the earth and cover the face of the world with cities. So this is all describing the king of Babylon and his fall, or the fall of his kingdom and the fall of his descendancy. That his descendants will never be able to build and control the world and build cities all over the place and have reign and rule. This is speaking of a man. This is not talking about some type of divine being. Nowhere in it does it mention such. Now, when he talks about the prophets and then these angels having an L at the end of their name, you have to ask yourself the question: who is El?
Right.
And who was El before the Israelites began to write? You see, the Israelites are Canaanite people that came out of the larger Canaanite group, went into the hillside country, and became nomadic people. We know this based on the Merneptah Stela in 1204, that Merneptah destroyed a nomadic people called Israelites. First time they're ever mentioned in history. And these people did not have cities and things of that nature in 1204 BCE. So they worshiped a god named El in the Canaanite deity. El was the supreme god, and El had a wife named Asherah. And then there was the god Yahweh that they also worshiped, who was a minor deity. Baal was an even greater deity within the pantheon. Yep. But as the Israelites grew, by the time they get into the Assyrian and Babylonian captivity, they began to switch their references from worshiping Yahweh or worshiping Baal or El, and started merging Yahweh and El to be one being. So this is why in your earlier stories of the Bible, no one has the L at the end of their name.
I was thinking
hardly anyone. I can't think of anyone. There's Lot. There's Abram. There's Jacob. Jacob is the first one named Israel. But prior to that, Job, there's no L's in there. You had people like Melchizedek. Zedek was of a different Canaanite god. So there was no L's involved because they did not worship El at the time frame of those writings. But by the time the book of Job, after the book of Job is written, later on, when we get into books that are written after in Kings, Judges, Psalms, then we start getting the L's in there. We get the Ezekiel. We start getting the El names, and then they start having Mikael and Gabriel and all these other El names, because now they've merged Yahweh with El. So these things are happening during and after the Babylonian captivity. But there's no Jesus, but there is no Lucifer, who is the devil. This was a later combination that was created in and around the 3rd, 4th century CE in order to answer the questions that many Christians were debating over as to who is the serpent, who is the Satan. Even though the Satan is just a worker of God, it's one of the employees. He sits on the cabinet, in the council. That's why he's dealing with Job. But he doesn't do anything. Like I tell him, this is why the angel that goes to Balaam, God says, who will be my Satan to Balaam? And the angel volunteers to do so. They just
I'll be the Satan
job that this God is asking them to do.
Right.
So by the time we get to the 1st century, when they've been introduced to the Greek version of
what happened. Who gonna be the Satan? I'll be the Satan.
And Tartarus, and when they've been introduced to Zoroastrianism with Ahura Mazda and Agra Minga, now they got to have a good God and an evil devil. It's all a bunch of bullshit. But what do you guys think?
For real. Yeah, that shit wild. Oh shit! And I forgot to give my disclaimer. Disclaimer. This is a deconstructing Christianity type of deal, and there's over 45,000 plus denominations of Christianity, and I'm only cool with like 4 of them. Even the 4 degrees, but thank you, 4. The open-minded Christians that don't mind that I don't fuck with it, we can still sit down, chit-chat, have dialogue, and laugh, smoke, drink, smash, whatever. The second set of Christians, the conspiracy Christians, they look up the same shit I look up. We expose the same motherfuckers, be cool. Next is the spiritual Christians. Well, at least what I call them spiritual. They value meditation. They understand God, Jesus, church is in the heart. So they focus on the heart chakra, live in love, peace, harmony, and joy, and all that good stuff. And last but not least, the fucking Gnostics. Shouts out to the Gnostic Christians. They believe that if God does exist, he's a genocidal, homicidal maniac that locked us on a prison planet and threw us in a fucking prison body. And the only way out is through gnosis. So get your knowledge of self so we get the fuck up out of here. I'm gonna blow this bitch the fuck up. You already know. Coming this summer, Bonnie and Clyde. The new release. But you already know. Where is it? I didn't put no words on it. I gotta find it. Here we go. I think this is it. Should I get to the next one? Where we at? 35? We can do it. Let's get it.
Have y'all heard these type of Christians before? This shit is fucking hilarious.
Don't say stuff if it's not in the Bible. People attack me over this until they went and read. In the Bible, it says that it is a robot that gives the command for us to receive the mark. Really? And us is y'all, not me. Hold on, a robot. What do you mean by that? So watch this. When God gave these visions to these men 2,000, 4,000 years ago about our time, they did not have the ability to explain the technological wonders that they saw. So when John saw a helicopter, he called it a grasshopper. They had no point of reference. That's why he said this thing looked like a grasshopper. He said its wings roared like the sound of a multitude or many horses galloping. He can't explain what he sees. All he knows is this is something, and this thing is loud. That's why he said it would shoot snakes that had fire coming out the back, because that's what a missile looks like to a man that don't know what a rocket is. He showed them the future, but the technology and the terminology for the future that they were looking into didn't exist. So they had to use the terminology of that time. Well, this looked like a grasshopper. This looked like a snake, but fire came out his tail. See? So in the book of Revelations, John said, I saw them create a statue robot. He didn't know what a robot was.
Every time he speak, all I hear is dude. His motherfucking sound retarded.
He knows is
a statue is a statue.
A statue is a statue.
They were saying statues during the times of Jesus. It's a build a statue, robot. What?
This motherfucker said build a statue.
Oh my God, Coach, please destroy him, please.
A statue robot.
Get him, Coach.
I saw something that looked like a statue that looked human. Then in the next sentence it says, and I saw as they gave the statue life, electricity. He didn't know what electricity was. All he knows is
you get a statue, life, electricity. Everybody know electricity. This motherfucker just making up shit out of his top of his
own. And plus, during those times, like they was making motherfucking statues and making it talk, making it breathe fire, making it move. Anybody heard of the Colossus? Or did I say that right? Yeah, the motherfucker. Yeah, I think the shit over there in the Greek shit. It's like the motherfucker, the fucking tall ass statue they made, and they made shit that can fucking move too. It's nigga said robot. So the robot's gonna give us the mark of the beast.
On top of the dome. What the fuck? This might be funny. Get him, Coach. But I didn't even see this yet, but I know Coach is about to get this nigga.
That the statue came to life. Yeah, he's watching men in the future create a robot, infuse it with AI, turn electricity on, and this thing empowers, and then the next sentence says, and I watched as the statue began to speak great swelling words. And the first thing it says was, I command you to make every person receive this mark. Go back and read it.
This man be lying like a rug. Now, just as today's culture and every culture in the past has tried to implant themselves into the book of Revelations, into the book of Daniel, just as the writers of the Bible.
They need to stop fucking doing that. And plus, that pastor said, go back and read it. I'm going to be like, I agree with you, Pastor. That's the only thing I agree with you with. And all the other stuff you said was bullshit. But I agree with you when you said, go back and read it. Okay, go back and fucking read it. God is opening up seals, blowing trumpets, and earth is being obliterated for like 10 chapters. And a man named John is writing the shit down. Then he's told to eat the shit that he wrote. And it describes it tastes like honey, but it's bitter going down. And I'm like, what was the fucking point of all this shit? Somebody is on a LSD acid trip, all put together. This is the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. And then the scariest shit of all time, just when you thought it was over. Like the pastor said, go back and read it. Yeah, go back and read it. But you know what most Christians tell me? They say like they don't even make it to the 11th chapter. But when you get to when Jesus pop up, looking like a slain lamb, go back and read it. A slain lamb with 8 eyes, a sword coming out of his mouth, surrounded by angels with eyes all over their bodies and wings. What the fuck is I'm looking at? In the words of the father from the Nutty Professor, this is some scary shit.
Were trying to implant themselves into the Old Testament and into also stories that are common to people in that area at that time frame. So I'm going to show you how this man is just completely lying about both instances by which he speaks of. The first one, of course, we have to attack the credibility of him saying that these people were trying to describe some futuristic thing that's now in our time in order to talk about what they saw because they couldn't really understand it. It was the technology well beyond their perceptions. And so what we now know, it was a helicopter that he was talking about. So let's dive through it real quick. So the first thing I want you to see is that this is a artist rendition of the description of what he called these locusts that was coming out the ground, that was stinging people.
Yeah, now the coach, to put like this shit in context, like what he got up on the screen is what is being described of what was being saw. Like a fucking locust with the face of a human, teeth of a lion, hair like a bitch, and motherfucking wings that sound like chariots with stingers that sting at a motherfucker. Shit does not look like a fucking helicopter. I'm just putting it in context because like he got a picture up and he's about to explain it, but you know, I just explained it.
A tail.
But the point is, a fucking locust or a grasshopper does not look like a fucking helicopter. and coach was in the military, so he's about to break it down. Yeah, and Robot Sophia was granted Saudi Arabian citizenship. Yes, she was. Yep. But I hate how pastors try to connect this shit with the biblical shit, though. That's the shit that's fucked up, and like this is the reason why Coach about to get on his head. Pause.
Nothing like a helicopter, like a cricket or a grasshopper. The head of a man, teeth of a woman, and hair of a woman. So this is more an accurate description. Let's see, does this look like a helicopter? No. Now, some of you off the bat may say, well, it kind of maybe sort of, you know,
it's no maybe sort of
looking like a helicopter, you know, but described in an animalistic way. The face of a man, maybe he saw the pilot in the cockpit, and maybe he had long hair. Even though our modern day military, they would not allow you to have long hair, but maybe he saw a person's face in there. But he said that it stings you with this. It shoots missiles from his tail.
Right.
Helicopters don't shoot missiles from their tail. They shoot them from their side.
Exactly.
Not from their tail.
Exactly. And this what debunks the pastor. Helicopters don't shoot missiles from the tail. It shoot missiles from the side. This is coming from a guy that's in the military.
I might be simplifying it too much or looking for the smallest little thing here. You know, and it said that it had these wings and it sounded like cavalry and so on and so forth. But one of the things that we have to understand is that back in their day, they would have swarms of locusts, and these swarms of locusts would sound like cavalry coming. So they did have a point of reference to why they would say it made that, these locusts in abundance and made this sound. But let's look at the words itself. So what does Revelation chapter 9 say? When you go down to verse 3, is where it starts out. Then from the smoke came locusts on the earth, and they were given authority like the authority of scorpions over the earth.
See, this is chapter 9. God is still destroying the world. I told you, go back and read it. By chapter 9, he's letting out locusts, eyes of fucking human beings, with faces like men, teeth like lions, hair like bitches, stinging niggas. And motherfuckers would wish for death and death would not fucking come. What type of fucking God y'all fucking with?
They were told not to damage the grass of the earth or any green growth or any tree, but only those people who did not have the seal of God on their foreheads. They were allowed to torment them for 5 months, but not to kill them. And the agony suffered was like that caused by a scorpion when it stings someone. And in those days, people will seek death, but will not find it. They will long for to die, but death will flee from them. Now, I don't know if you guys ever seen.
Yeah, nigga, like death in the corner, like, yo, nigga, God said, I got a day off, nigga. Ain't that a bitch? Nigga, I'm usually working, man, but I can't even. Bro. I would love to come and take your soul, but dog, yo, God is the nigga that paid me, son. What do you got? Nigga, I am a cosmic infinite being, bro. You better have a great offer. That was Death's day off for like a week. I mean, no, I said 5 months. Yeah, what type of guy would do this shit? When you could just snap your fingers and end all evil on this planet. But no, nigga, you want to play with some toys and show off.
Military attack helicopter. Military attack helicopters.
Oh yeah, those Vimanas. Yo, yeah. I think that's the Hindu mythology. Man, they was lighting shit the fuck up. I love the pictures. I love the books. I need to go back to read the Bhagavad Gita and the Mahabharata and all those other Haparatas. The ancient papyruses in the halls of Alexander. Wait a minute, they burnt that bitch to the ground. Got the Nag Hammadi library. Get the Nag Hammadi library. Make sure you get the fucking Nag Hammadi. What about the other? Fuck those other books. Get the Nag Hammadi. We need to save the people for the future. They gotta find out the truth. The truth about what? That your God is a genocidal, homicidal maniac that enslaved the fucking planet. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, nigga, save those books. Save those books.
Do not fire non-lethals. So if he saw a military helicopter fire a missile, but yet he said that it does not kill them, that they would just suffer as if they were stung by a scorpion. Does that sound like any weapon that we have today?
Right.
That we fire from military helicopters?
Right. Motherfuckers talking about military helicopters firing shit, but it doesn't kill them. I'm sorry, Pastor. You have been discredited and debunked again. But let me tell you what could be closer to seeing the future from that time. I saw on pyramids shit that looked like helicopters. This motherfucking pastor talking about grasshoppers was the helicopters of the future. Nah, I saw a fucking pyramid of some hieroglyphs of a helicopter. Now, maybe it could have been painted on because you know how motherfuckers be trying to deceive motherfuckers. Can never trust nobody, always question everything. If that shit carved in stone and that shit looked like a helicopter with a fucking propeller with the back, I'm talking about the whole shape and everything. I'm like, this is on a fucking pyramid? What the fuck did y'all see? You saw the future for real. Do you know the way? Do you know the way, my brother? We will find a way. Find a way.
Of course, the answer is no. And verse 7 continues on and describes their appearance, of how on their heads they were looking.
Right, but you weren't there, man. Right, you know. But I need to go look it up again though. But like this was during the time I was watching the History Channel. Like back when the History Channel was the fucking History Channel. Like watching Ancient Aliens and shit about pyramids, ancient discoveries, and like great archaeology shows and all this shit in the universe. And now with Paul Stars, Auction Hunters, I haven't seen the History Channel in years, so like I wouldn't even know what's on there. It's probably Antiques Roadshow or some shit. It's probably some goddamn Antiques Roadshow.
Like crowns of gold. Their faces were like human faces. Their hair like women's hair, and their teeth like lion's teeth. They had scales like iron breastplates. Scales.
Right, scales.
Okay, and teeth. Maybe they painted the roof of it gold or something. and the nose of their wings was like the nose of many chariots with horses rushing into battle. Like I said, he had a point of reference of different locusts coming up and swarming. They have tails like scorpions, curled up, with stingers. There are no stingers on there. And then
yeah. So, mind you, this is chapter 9. God raised up locusts with scales and breastplates. Nigga, like they got armor on, like they about to go to battle. Face of men, teeth like lions, hair like bitches, with scorpion tails. And yet the demons are supposed to be the ones fucking shit up. And yet the demons are the ones supposed to be possessing people. I'm like, why you don't use these locusts to kill the fucking so-called demons? But like real shit. Why are the angels not killing the demons? It's supposed to be an all-out war. Like what's going on? You know why it's not a fight? Because it goes back to what they said. If Earth is the prison for the motherfucker that failed, then we are here in prison with a motherfucker that failed. It's simple. And other people call this bitch a prison planet without even believing in a fucking religion. So like they corresponded with the motherfucking ancient Gnostic thought without even being a fucking Gnostic. It's just like the feeling of just knowing like this is a fucking prison planet. Simulation, I don't think so. But prison planet, most definitely, because I could punch something. With a simulation, if all is motherfucking ones and zeros, then it goes back to my first thought that I still haven't figured out yet. How can non-solid things create a solid world? It's like it's simple. Like there's no answer to that. I'm still seeking that. I'm still trying to seek that. Till then, this feels like a fucking prison planet. But I was doing a lot of thinking about the perspective of people that chose to come here. And I said to myself, I'm like, how can I, I'm infinite consciousness, infinite awareness, driving a vehicle known as the human body. I would never want to come to a place and suffer. And then, it was like, this is school, this is, a training ground or a battlefield or whatever. And then I was thinking, all right, if I did choose to come here, what would I come here for? Because like right now, I want to kill something. I'm about to destroy something. There's some revolutionary shit going on right now. So like, did I come here like to experience that? Did I come here to like train people to be warriors? Yeah, too many errors. And I wonder how they can believe in that, right? It's like, it's like if we're infinite consciousness, infinite awareness, driving the vehicle known as the human body, we would not choose to come here unless curiosity led to my stupidity. And then I would have to think to myself, I would have to blame myself because I choose stupidity. It's like No. Choose to lose my memory? No. Like I'm talking about like every incarnation lose my memory. Like it wasn't no motherfucking shit. Like, all right, you go down there, you experience life, and you get to come back and be like, whoa, I would never go back down there again. Next planet, like how's the stipulation? Because it seemed like it's a recycled shit. Birth, life, death, rebirth. It's like, and then it goes back to loose farming. It's just nonstop suffering. No. But then I just kept digging deeper. What if I came here to experience music? A flow of the universe in physical form. And it just made me stop and think. Putting my ego aside, or my stubbornness aside, or like any type of selfishness aside, and just really think that I come here to experience forms of music, which is energy, frequency, vibration, and sound. So I pondered on that. Still pondering on it a little bit. But that state of knowing, just like, nah. Or is that the ego? Different people take different paths to find their own path. Right? Everyone's always looking for answers. Yep. I love the path that I'm on because it's perfect. It's like it's so perfect for the time. It's like when the shit pop off, people are gonna be looking at me like, Hurykane, why are you so calm? Why is you so calm in this situation? It's like because I already prepared mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
In their tails is their power to harm people or violence. Not in their wings that stretch out sideways from a helicopter, but in the tail. I ain't never seen a helicopter that shoot rockets from the tail. They have as their king over them the angel of the bottomless pit. His name in Hebrew is Abaddon, and in the Greek it is Apollyon. Now we can see this man is just interjecting and making up stuff. Yep. Right? But also there's some Mesopotamian ideas from this. There's the Mesopotamian idea that the guardian of the scorpions, guardian of travelers, were scorpion men. This is something that the Babylonians had talked about. That these were they would have the body of a man and the tail like a scorpion, and they would support travelers. Of course, they had stingers on them, and their stingers would just make people sick, like a scorpion would. There were other mythological creatures that were similar to this, like the Anzu of the Mesopotamians or the Chimera of the Greeks. So he had points of view that he could have saw, these things, I already know of some other mystical things like this, and because I'm writing to Greek audiences and Mesopotamian Levantian audiences, let me say something that is very similar to what they will already understand. So now to the statue, and it gets even worse here.
Yes.
So the part about the statue is talking about the fact that the beast has his head wounded, and then the false prophet comes up. The false prophet then has a statue built, and this statue is built for people to worship this image, and it calls both great and small, the rich and the poor, the free and the slave, to be given a brand on his right hand or forehead, so no one can buy or sell. And of course, this is the 666. So this is Nero Caesar. This is who this is describing. Right. The beast, and a statue that is made to look as if it's Nero Caesar, and this statue has life and it can talk and shoot fire from its mouth. Now, what sounds similar to that? In Egypt, this is the Colossi of Memnon, or this is a statue that in 27 BCE, it cracked in Luxor, and from 27 BCE to 196 CE, at sunrise, it would make a whistling, singing sound. And people believe that this was the god singing to the morning sun. This is the statue of Amenhotep III. In 196, Septimius Severus and just for shits and giggles. That's Septimius right there. He's a Carthaginian who became the emperor of Rome for about 7 years, married a Roman woman, had some kids. Whether he was black or not is something that is up for debate. Most likely he was black, or at least makes, he was Barack Obama of the day for the Roman Empire. And this is information that you can find about the singing Colossus of Memnon, where it would make this sound during the early morning parts of the day.
Colossus stuff.
And since Revelation wasn't written until 2nd century, and some people think it was written around 95, we know that in the 2nd century there were already stories about statues that were talking, and in this instance you have the statue of Asclepius, who was a healer god, was speaking to people. And you had people like Plutarch, who was writing in the 1st and 2nd century, who talked about there was this legend of a statue of Hera that was speaking to people, and he didn't necessarily believe it, but because it was such a popular legend, Plutarch wrote about a statue that was speaking. So the writer of Revelation certainly did have a reference point to talk about. This dude's lying.
Right.
That will be 6.
Yeah. Now we on to the last one. Now the last one is serious. It's deep. And it really solidifies on why no one should really fuck with God or his son Jeebus. What you about to hear right now is God being the real, true author of confusion. The real, true orchestrator. The Alpha, Omega, the creator. Give it up for the motherfucking G-O-D, Yahweh E, y'all the Baal, Chief Archive, the author of fucking death and fucking confusion. You about to hear some real shit. Now, this is not from the coach. This is from the Mind Shift channel. This is the last video, and then I'm gonna rest up, way back up, and probably try to something else. And plus, I probably got to finish this song too. I only got 4 more bars left. Jordan sent me a motherfucking beat. That bitch, I was like, when I first heard it, I was like, this is immediately going on the intro. This is the fucking intro. I'm talking about the moment I heard it, it screamed intro. It screamed intro. I was like, shouts out to Jordan. And like he said, a track to Relentless too. Like Relentless just dropped his track. That beat was fire. Jordan is on point. Only one God I believe in is the God of stars. Bow down to the God of stars. That's right. That's right. Let's get it.
What do you think about when I say the term God's weapon? Probably fire, flood, war, famine, disease, these kinds of things. But God is tricky. God uses a psychological tactic over and over and over throughout both the Old and New Testament, and it is confusion. Now, I've done a video before. I really like this video, by the way, when we compare the claim that God is not the author of confusion, and then I went to show how God is confusing. But this has a slightly different focus. It's when God uses confusion as the weapon. So we're going to get new examples here that I didn't cover in that video. People hate confusion, and so that claim of God not being the author of confusion is supposed to bring a lot of comfort, and Christians throw it around as if it's an answer when skeptics like myself say, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? How come you guys don't agree here? What's the truth about this over here? And they say, hey, we don't worship a God who gives confusion. No, you 100% do. And again, it's more devastating than the idea that you can't sort him out or that he's contradicting. He uses it as some kind of divine sabotage. So those are the examples I'm going to give you today. Buckle up. Some of these will be new to many of you, some will not, but I think that this list is pretty damning as we look at this for more of an internal critique on the character and the nature of God, as this goes in direct opposition to what Christians claim about him. So number one is a collection of sorts, because God does this a lot throughout the Old Testament, and it is when he creates confusion on purpose, usually in some kind of a battle or military victory way, to have these armies destroy themselves. We can talk about Judges 7, where Gideon, and most of you probably know this story, takes his small army, surrounds the Midianite camp, and they shout and blow trumpets and smash jars. But it wasn't like God just gave them this good idea and then it worked. God had them do this, and then the text says that it was God who caused the Midianites to turn their swords on each other. They panic, they scatter, and they kill one another. He didn't even need Gideon and his army. Right. God just took over the minds of these people with supposedly free will and forced them to kill each other. Something similar happens with the Philistines in 1 Samuel 4.
God was on some crazy shit. Y'all about to hear this shit. Y'all about to hear this shit.
and again in 2 Chronicles 20 with the armies of Ammon and Moab. The funny thing is that Christians, again, who hate the idea of a confusing God, love these stories because they're about God's victory over the enemy. So do you actually hate the idea of a confusing God, or just one that might potentially confuse you? The lack of consistency in how Christians think about their God and the expectations they have of their God, and when they say their God is good, really boil down to, is he for me or against me? That makes you a hypocrite, and that makes you inconsistent, and that also makes you complicit in what I believe, if we're using Christian terms, is the evil of God's nature. As long as you're the one not being hurt by his unfair, lack of free will, murderous tactics, then you're all for that stuff. That's a slippery slope. That's more than that. That's the bottom of this. That's where you end up after being on a slippery slope. That's rock bottom. And I do think that motive matters. It's not just outcome. You can make an argument that this was their judgment, but these nations that God judges and moves against did nothing. I dare you to come up with one example. They did nothing that Israel themselves doesn't do. And most of the time, that God orders Israel to do. Israel did human sacrifice. There's multiple examples in the Bible. God accepts that. God uses human sacrifice as his plan to save the whole world. Israel committed genocide, just like these other nations did. Israelites bought slaves from other nations. Like, there is nothing that makes a lick of sense about justice here until you just accept the fact that God has a chosen people and the whole game is unfair and rigged. And you definitely don't get to keep shouting about free will when you have a God that purposely manipulates the mind to the utter bitter end of death. Again, that's why it's important to do these internal critiques and look at the character and nature of this God, the one that is claimed to be perfect and perfect justice and perfect love. This is not those. Let me give you an example from the New Testament. Again, I want to give you examples from both Old and New, so we can't just make the same old tired excuses. This is 2 Thessalonians 2, 10 through 12. And every kind of wicked deception for those who are perishing because they refused to love the truth and so be saved. For this reason, God sends them a powerful delusion, leading them to believe what is false, so that all who have not believed the truth but took pleasure in unrighteousness will be condemned. Now, some Christians like to say, hey, wait, look at the beginning of that verse. These people were already perishing away because they refused to love the truth and so be saved. I know a lot of Christians that don't love the truth about a certain concept, topic, their own Bible, their own history, etc. Does that just mean that they're not saved? Should God, for any Christian that doesn't love the truth about something, condemn them further on purpose by, what does it say? Sending them a powerful delusion, leading them to believe what is false. That's also in contradiction to the first part of the verse. Leading them to believe what is false, not keeping them in their false belief. He is creating in them the error that he is then punishing them for. You can say whatever you want about this.
Yeah, God is putting this shit in them, the fucking spirit of delusion inside of people. That shit is wild. This is not a God to be worshipped.
But you cannot continue to try to tell me he gives free will or that his punishment is just when we see him interfering with how people think and what they get to believe or not. And that is already obvious from the
He just made a whole army turn swords on each other.
very beginning. If you just zoom all the way out, God makes someone he knows has a certain brain chemistry that won't allow them to believe something as easily as someone else with bad evidence or lacking evidence or anything like that. And so they're not going to believe the thing they have to believe to be kept out of hellfire. And then he allows that to go through and the punishment happens. Yeah, God's sovereignty already makes it so that he is ultimately responsible for every bad thing that ever happens in the eternal outcome of all. But when you get verses like this, it just becomes extra clear. And also, if you had someone that was already doing
that motherfucker
every bad thing that ever happens in the eternal outcome of all, but when you get verses like this, it just becomes extra what they get to believe or not. And that is already obvious from the very beginning. If you just zoom all the way out, God makes someone he knows has a certain brain chemistry that won't allow them to believe something as easily as someone else with bad evidence or lacking evidence or anything like that. And so they're not going to believe the thing they have to believe to be kept out of hellfire. And then he allows that to go through and the punishment happens. Yeah, God's sovereignty already makes it so that he is ultimately responsible for every bad thing that ever happens in the eternal outcome of all. But when you get verses like this, it just becomes extra clear. And also, if you have someone who was already doing wrong, don't you believe that your God wants to save them? That's what the Bible says, after all. The idea of punishing them further, confusing them further while they're still alive, absolutely goes against the idea that God would try to save them, let alone just stay out of it, right? Do that too. However you split it, he is interfering here, and the interference from God always seems to be biblically to the negative, even though everyone's testimony is, I was lost, I was bitter, I hated Jesus, I hated religion, I hated Christians, all the things they say they did. And then God comes and reveals himself to them, shows them the truth that they can be saved. That's not what your Bible says, not even in the New Testament. The inconsistency and hypocrisy of Christianity is certainly unending. Let me give you another one that I've never really heard anyone talk about. This comes to us from Isaiah 19. The leaders of Egypt are being mocked. I'm reading from the NRSV-U, by the way. E edition is at the end. This is a really accurate interpretation. I want you to hear these words and then listen to the 4th verse. So it starts with verse 11. Clearly the princes of Zoan are foolish. The wise counselors of Pharaoh give stupid counsel. How can you say to Pharaoh, I am one of the sages, a descendant of ancient kings? 12. Where now are your sages? Let them tell you and make known what the Lord of hosts has planned against Egypt. It's mockery. We'll go to the 3rd verse here, 13. The princes of Zoan have become fools, and the princes of Memphis are deluded. Those who are cornerstones of its tribes have led Egypt astray. So these first 3 verses that I've covered with you are mocking them and making fun of them, how stupid they are, how foolish they are. But listen to this last one, verse 14. The Lord has poured into them a spirit of confusion, and they have made Egypt a stag. How stupid they are, how foolish they are. But listen to this last one, verse 14. The Lord has poured into them a spirit of confusion, and they have made Egypt.
The Lord has poured into them the spirit of confusion.
Stagger in all its doings, as a drunkard staggers around in his vomit. Now, in context, this is about God's judgment against Egypt. The name calling and the mockery is about how they don't even see coming what God is going to do as he destroys them. And then we learn that it is his doing that allows them to get to this confused low point that they're being made fun of for, which again has nothing to do with them. This is God 100% interfering in their free will so that they cannot think and strategize clearly. Like, what an empty enjoyment of your enemy's downfall. It wasn't your enemy's downfall. It was your God's unfairness. And I know that probably feels good when you're on the winning side, and if you want to claim you serve the most powerful God, that's fine. But that's not the only claim that is made about this God, especially in modern times. It is about the goodness, the fairness, the love, and the justice of this God. But if you just read the Bible, you can't make those claims. I'm gonna give you another example. This one's about an individual, and this one, really what this is this is an episode about how this God does not offer the free will that it's claimed he does. And yes, it's about the tactic of the weapon of confusion, which is ridiculous for an all good, all knowing, all perfect God to do, even against his enemies. I'll go further. It's actually more ridiculous to consider that this God of all creation has enemies. The only reason he has enemies is because he picked a side. I've never heard a good argument about why this God should have enemies. Oh, because they're hurting his people. Yeah, maybe he shouldn't have chosen a people and given them land that wasn't theirs and commanded them to do genocide on the people that he supposedly created and allowed to exist there in the first place. Like, if you just keep following the track all the way up, it gets more and more disgusting, more and more unjust, more and more unloving, and more unfair. But in this one, God, who appointed, ordained, and put his spirit upon Saul, regrets this. What's new? We all know the reason. I've talked about it enough. Saul doesn't commit genocide all the way. He was a bit disobedient when he saved some of these things to be sacrificed to the Lord, the king, and then also there were some goats that he had saved. He needs a man after his own heart, like David, who will go on to commit genocide fully in the way that God expects him to. Yes, that's all biblical. Now, there's an interesting thing here because the text says that God removed his spirit from Saul. So I want you to know that when Saul was doing all of the evil things that were good for the Lord and the things that weren't evil, like not killing everything that the Lord got mad about, his spirit was in him. Interesting. But he removes the spirit, and you know what the text says? That he put a new spirit in. I'll just read it for you. It's plain as day. This is 1 Samuel 16:14. Now the spirit of the Lord departed from Saul.
And what's crazy is this, and I want y'all to ask this question. Everybody keep on talking about possession this, possession that. But God's putting evil spirits in people, spirits of confusion. So who's really the motherfucker that's out here possessing people? God. God. And it's never a spirit of goodness. It's never a spirit of joy. There's always a spirit of evil or confusion. And don't get me started on the Pharaoh. I hearken Pharaoh's heart. Mind you, God playing both sides of the coin. Talking to Moses, telling him, go save your people. But I'm going to hearken Pharaoh's heart to make your journey all difficult.
An evil spirit. Brandon, see, God's spirit is gone. Evil spirit. Keep reading. And an evil spirit from the Lord tormented him. I don't know how else to understand this verse except that God has multiple spirits, good ones that apparently want genocide, and then evil ones that he sends when someone doesn't commit genocide fully to torment the person for being disobedient, even though they were acting in the spirit of God that had been placed upon them. This is ridiculous. Yes. Even if you don't agree with all my other understanding of the text, this verse is very...
Yeah, basically, God punished Saul because he you know, like he kept a couple things alive. When God said kill everything, you have to kill everything. You don't keep no shit to the side for yourself. Fuck wrong with you, Saul? Salute
Damning, an evil spirit from the Lord tormented him. How many Christians do you know that still argue evil is from the enemy, from Satan, from the devil? We already know that God claims he created evil. That's in Isaiah. We already know if God created everything, that includes the concept of evil. The Christians still find their way around it. Find your way around this verse. God sends an evil spirit. He wants credit for this. Give it to him. To which when you finally accept it, you change your tune about why that was okay and why God can do whatever he wants with his playthings. And fine, you can have this kind of a God, but once again, it is not a loving, just, peaceful, merciful God. He could have just removed his spirit. He could have just anointed David instead. He could have never appointed Saul in the first place. But no, he chooses to torture Saul with confusion. Saul becomes unstable, paranoid, and violent, a confused state. But let's move on. Let's go to Ezekiel, and I want to read you two different instances of, again, God using confusion as a weapon, as a tactic. Ezekiel 14:9. If a prophet is deceived and speaks a word, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet, and I will stretch out my hand against him and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel. There's no context that gets you out of this.
Right.
If a prophet is deceived.
There is no context that can get you out of this. I will put a lying tongue on your prophets. Like, what? There's There's no getting out of this. You're not a loving, caring, merciful, justful God. You're like it's over.
God wants the credit. It was I, the Lord, who did this to him and then punished him for it. But a few chapters later, we get this beauty, Ezekiel 20:25-26. Moreover, I gave them statutes that were not good and ordinances by which they could not live. I defiled them through their very gifts in their offering up all their firstborn in order that I might horrify them so that they might know that I am the Lord. What? Go read this stuff for yourself. I don't have to make things up. The context here is that
they will offer their firstborns to me. Man, that's some diabolical shit. I can see it in my mind. It's like, damn. Dog, if I was to go back in time, I would grab a beam and beat God with a time machine.
Both of these cases, Israel has gone on to worship other gods. I wonder why they might do that, by the way. Does anyone ever question that? I know that we're supposed to read the Bible as if anyone that ever does anything against God is the bad guy. But look at all the bad, unfair, unjust, unloving things this God has done. Yeah, maybe they wanted to try their hand at someone else. And look how he responds.
I'm like, man, nigga, God ain't shit, dog. I'm about to go worship Shiva and them. I'm out. Peace, nigga. Like, so where you going? I'm about to go to India. I heard you can learn some shit. And plus, you can learn some shit. And plus the gods over there is better. I'm about to go holler at Shiva and Krishna and Vishnu and Kali the Destroyer. She got nice tits and 6 arms. Wrap it around me, baby. While I get inside of your Bavada.
He doesn't woo them back. He doesn't reveal truth to them so that they can know. He just punishes them further. He confuses them. He makes it impossible for them to obey. Impossible for them to be able to know what truth is. He uses confusion as a weapon. Keep in mind, this entire episode, I'm not saying that this proves God doesn't exist. I'm doing an internal critique to prove that this goes against all the claims that Christians make about their God and that the Bible makes about the God elsewhere in a contradictory nature. If your only defense for any of this is it's God's judgment, he can do what he wants, fine, you can have it, but then you can't make these other claims about him. And if you read about this for Allah or Krishna or any other God, you would use it too as an internal critique that God is not a good God, a just God, a loving God, a fair God, a perfect God, etc. Special pleading for Yahweh, because it happens to be the religion you believe in, doesn't get you out of any of these issues. Now in this next one, we actually get a peek behind the scenes. We are going to understand the human realm first, where King Ahab wants to go to war, and his prophets tell him what he wants to hear. Do it, you'll succeed. But we learn through this prophet that I'm about to read to you from how this really happened. Here, let me just read it to you first. 1 Kings 22:19-23. Therefore, hear the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne with all the host of heaven standing beside him to the right and to the left of him. And the Lord said, who will entice Ahab so that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? Then one said one thing and another said another, until a certain spirit came forward and stood before the Lord, saying, I will entice him. How? The Lord asked him. He replied, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. Then the Lord said, you are to entice him, and you shall succeed. Go out.
I will be the lying spirit. This motherfucker talking to God. Like, this is no different from when God and Lucifer, the son of the morning, made that motherfucker bet over Job's life. You know, like real shit. There is no getting out of this, Christians. This is your God. Is this your God?
And do it. So you see, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these your prophets. The Lord has decreed disaster for you. So many times people want to keep God out of it. No, this is just man. You know, it's just sin getting in the way. It's people who have turned their heart against God. But we see here, and in a few other places, like with the story of Job, this heavenly council setting. Imagine this is what is on the heart of the supreme Lord, creator of all goodness and all things, the one you worship and believe is your guiding spirit best friend, the one that wants good gifts for you. How does he spend his time? He's up there, seemingly not very omniscient, talking with his spirits, listening to their advice, and the one that he chooses to win a war, by the way. Like, again, this is a God who has already snapped his fingers to cause destruction, who has had the earth swallow up rebellions against Moses, who flooded everything so he could start over again. Like, that went a lot better after he regretted what he did. This is him up there in a council, taking advice and then choosing the one he wants and saying, go do it, I'll make sure you're successful. And what is the tactic? Lies, confusion, to orchestrate something to happen that otherwise wouldn't happen so that God can get victory. Sometimes I think about this story when I hear what Christians are praying for, and I'm not trying to be a jerk, but if he's immutable, right? If he's always the same yesterday, today, and forever, then this is how God operates. He has a problem going on earth. He has a side he wants to win. Just imagine right now, the war with Iran. We have Israel, so it's the same group of people involved in war, and the U.S. helping them. So this is probably taking up a lot of God's time. He's, again, according to the scriptures, and assuming that the rest of the scriptures are correct about his consistency, he is up there asking the spirits around him, how are we going to do this thing? And you, as a modern day Christian who goes to church on Sunday and you have your quiet time and you're praying to the Lord about your wayward son, maybe, or maybe you're praying for the health of your grandma who has cancer right now, or whatever thing that you are asking God to do. While your prayers are floating up to heaven and sometimes getting stolen or blocked by demons, see the video on Thursday that didn't get much attention, but I really liked it. Like, go check it out. But while that is all happening, God is probably, if he were real and these stories were true and his nature is consistent, having a council about how he can deceive Iran for victory. This isn't even me being political or whatever. Like, this is just, here's the war going on. God still has these people. Supposedly the U.S. is blessed, or Israel still matters to him, or whatever Christians believe. Like, do you think your prayers about finding your car keys are on his radar? When you pray for a sign and you tell me in the comments that you know God's real because you prayed for this and he revealed himself like that, when we know a behind the scenes image of God working in a certain way, and it's never to do that kind of a thing.
Right.
In fact, all of these verses actually go to show that you can even hear from God purposefully incorrectly, so you believe the wrong thing and can be punished. What are we talking about here? I had two more examples out of, like, again, we could have done another 30 here. This is a major MO of God. But the two big ones that I have left, we'll just kind of talk about them generically here, is the Tower of Babel and then Jesus with his parables. So Old and New Testament. Two times, again, where really clearly God admits to confusion as a tactic that will result in a negative outcome for his creation. And you know the stories. I don't have to get into the details here, but I will let you hear it from the Bible itself, so it's not just me. So I'll just read you these two.
This the last video. You might have to catch the playback, but like this last video is discussing how God used confusion as a goddamn weapon. There's a passage in the motherfucking Bible we talked at the beginning where God made a whole army get confused and they just fucking slaughtered each other. And then the motherfucking shit with Saul and some other shit I don't remember. I'm high like a motherfucker. And plus I ain't even been asleep yet. I just got off of work some hours ago and I had to find some some videos to do for the live. So I was like, fuck it. Might as well stay up and do it, get some rest, wake back up, get fresh, do it again, then go to work. Or if I don't go live, I'll definitely drop my track because I do got a new track on the way. So you already know what it is. But yeah, this is the Mind Shift channel. And the first two videos in the beginning was from Coach Renzo Reed. And at the beginning, I play Twister track. Free Twister. Fuck the government and that tax evasion shit. And played Vauta's track and played my track and then we start rolling. But yep, back to it. He's about to talk about
we'll wrap up. You have Genesis 11:7. Come, let us go down and confuse their language there so that they will.
Boom. Let's go down there and confuse their language. Good night, everyone. Yay! But yeah, let me
not understand one another's speech. Therefore, it was called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of all the earth. And you know how this
confused the language of all the earth. This motherfucker won't credit for this shit. Let's go down there and confuse these motherfuckers. You the reason. This motherfucker. We was all united building the building and shit. And then suddenly we can't build a building no more. That's some bullshit. That's fucking crazy.
Goes, assuming this is the actual story for how we get the different races and languages and things of this nature, think about every war, all the harm, all the slavery, all the racism, everything that has ever happened, that has ever at all been based off the differences of man, even if it was just in part. Your good, perfect God who loves everybody, who died for everybody, did this on purpose, knowing what it would lead to for the rest of time. Your God, who is not the author of confusion, was quite literally and explicitly the author of the greatest confusion that has ever befallen.
Right. It's the greatest confusion to ever befallen man. It's like we was all cool at one point. We all spoke in one language, like, yeah, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Guys, like, confuse those bitches. What you say to me, motherfucker? Bitch. Work them out, get them up, pick them up. RKO out of nowhere. Shit just went ballistic after that. I was there, man. I was watching. Because I went back in time. It's a simple thing. Building the time machine. I don't know why I keep on thinking about that. That was off the T-Pain Epiphany album. That's his best album to me. That shit had some jams on that bitch. And plus that motherfucker was like, baby, give me the reason so I can touch it how I want to. And make love to you how the mother lame niggas won't do. Go, girl, what you gonna do? What my never again? You can put my never dress in. I was like, what, this nigga rapping? I was like, wait a minute, T-Pain rapping? This shit fucked me up when I heard that shit.
Mankind. Yes. But just because it's found in the first 39 books instead of the last 27 of someone's Bible, they find a way to write it off, in which case we'll end with this verse, which, by the way, is found in 3 of the 4 Gospels. I'll read to you from Mark, though. Mark 4:10 through 12. When he was alone, those who were around him with the 12 asked him about the parables. And he said to them, to you has been given the secret of the kingdom of God, but for those outside, everything comes in parables, in order that. So, hold on, because God really is more consistent than we typically give him credit for. Even in his human form, his son form, in the New Testament, he has an in-group and an out-group. Yep. And that group got chosen by him. That's not fairness. That's people being born.
Right. Because even one of the disciples be like, hey, yo, man, why are you talking in parables, my nigga? You're going to confuse the people. Only some motherfuckers going to get it. I'm going to tell y'all the real shit. I'm going to tell them the bullshit. Wait, what? I'm going to confuse them. But if a couple people in the crowd get what the fuck I'm talking about, that's good. But I'm Jesus, and I'm going to tell to y'all. Y'all my disciples. Y'all my niggas. But I ain't really going to tell y'all everything. I'm going to talk to Thomas, though. Like, Thomas look like a real listener. Y'all niggas on that bullshit. Jesus was a clown.
wrong, something they had no control over, on this side of a dividing line boundary into this cultural group, this group that believed that or worshipped this God, not their fault. In-group, out-group, chosen by God. And even then, even under that unfairness, he could still reveal everything correctly and consistently, but he chose not to. For the in-group, he will give truth. For the out-group, he will confuse them so that they may indeed look, but not perceive, may indeed hear, but not understand, so that they may not turn again and be forgiven. Whoa, the last one. That's a big problem.
Yeah, it's a very big problem. Oh my God, my past self is going to talk. I'm going to let him say it. I ain't going to say shit.
Idea of a perfectly righteous, perfectly just, and perfectly loving God. This is God sending his son down to come to preach.
Cool. Okay, cool. But I thought my past self was going to say something. But he confused you to damn yourself for you to go to the place that he don't want you to go, which is hell. What type of shit is that?
To teach, but to one group of people, again, not for their faults, but because of how God orchestrated their creation, they will hear and not understand. They will see and not perceive, so that they cannot do what is right in the eyes of the Lord and be forgiven. There is...
Like you putting the shit on the motherfucker so he can't get right. What type of shit is that? And plus, for any being to have a place called hell of fiery torment for all eternity. Like I'm talking about, like just to have that sitting on the side, guarded by angels with flaming swords and shit. You got a place for fiery torment. I think I read Enoch. I think there's a place for fiery torment for angels too. Those niggas get the business too. But just to have that's some sadist shit. Watching the person suffer. No, that's some sadist shit. You can't motherfucking not get around that. You cannot get around that. And plus, what's tripping me out is when he killed those 40 kids with the two bears. That was the straw that broke the camel's back for me. But I still had to keep motherfucking reading the Bible, man. But like once I got to that point, I was like, oh my God.
No free will.
Yeah, there is no free will, and God is playing both sides of the chessboard, and it looks like he loves to see people suffer. That's called sadism. That motherfucker's a sadist. God is a sadist. Genocidal, homicidal, maniac, sadist, and just megalomaniac also. He's everything, right? He's the author of good and evil, right? Isaiah 45.
Biblically speaking, there is only God-ordained confusion to harm people. I don't know how many examples we ended up with here. I think 11, both Old and New Testament, both God and Jesus. And actually, to the outside group and the inside group, how can you ever be sure that you know what you're talking about? How can you ever be assured of what you believe in? How can you ever be certain that you are not being deceived? And by the way, this deception, this confusion is all just the one from God himself. Yeah. You can see this video here where we talk about God's allowance of the enemy to confuse, where he can dress up as an angel of light and be believed in that way to lead people astray, which again would all roll up to God under sovereignty. But now you have to worry not just about the enemy, but about the person you go to make sure you're not deceived by the enemy.
So not only you gotta watch out for demons, but you gotta watch out for angels too. This is why I made that song on the God of fucking Fire, Volume 1. Couldn't save Mr. Wayne. And the song is really truly about, I want to destroy God and the devil for playing tug of war with my soul. But in this case, when you look at if this shit was real, right? Because like they take it literal. You got to worry about angels and demons. Who would want to be in a fucking religion where it's like, it's so confusing on a psychological level. You will blow your own fucking brains out because how you know if the good you doing is the good you doing? Constantly questioning yourself, constantly worrying about if you're pleasing God. Man, this is too much to bear. This is why I said that it felt like a weight was lifted off of me and I wasn't suffocating no more. In 2006 when I let go of Christianity, out of pure, sheer, unadulterated anger and rage and wrath. That's when I became the Red Lantern. That's the day I saw Atrocitus. And I already knew the Red Lantern Creed with blood and rage of crimson red. Ripped from a corpse that's freshly dead. Together with our hellish hate, we'll burn you all. That is your fate. And then now I'm a Red Lantern now. Holla. Shouts out. You know what I'm saying? I patrol the Earth sector. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my DC comic nerds out there that fucks with the Lantern Corps, because most people love the Red Lanterns. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the Red Lantern Corps.
As a history, biblically speaking, of purposely confusing both in-group and out-group for the purpose of destruction. And there's nothing you can say. This is the nature of God. Anything you think has been revealed to you or the answer you have for this, you could just be wrong about, and earnestly so. You could be deceived. Your mind could work in a way that doesn't allow you to actually get this thing correct by way of your God, and you wouldn't know it. That's what confusion is. Would you like to be judged in that state? I don't think so. So tell me again, your God is good. Tell me he's loving. Tell me he's just. As soon as you read these verses, as soon as you have the intellectual humility and consistency to say, you know what, I wouldn't accept this elsewhere. This wouldn't make some.
Oh, that's number 2. Number 1 is I prayed all my life and nothing changed. And plus after I left home at 17, got played again, I was like, fuck everything. I was Hurykane. I'm talking about the wrath burned like a million suns. Motherfuckers in the heavenly realms. Like, what the fuck is that light coming from? Somebody from Earth just awakened. The God of Storms. 2006. Yeah, but like it was like shit, like growing up in the projects, mom on dope and shit. So you already know how I felt about that shit. I wanted to be like Omar from The Wire before The Wire came out. I hated drugs. But growing up in a Christian household, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to be right. Like I'm talking about, like I woke up at the age of 5, all like shit already clicked. It's like everything around me is fucked up. Everything around me is fucked up. Automatically knew it. And it scared me. But I realized, shit, I gotta protect my little brother. So while I'm on dope, pray for that. Didn't work. Nope. All the way up until her 52 when she stopped. I don't know if she stopped on her own or the doctor said, I don't know. Oh no, maybe she would just, just said fuck it. But like at the end of the day, I realized before ahead of time, it was like crack didn't ruin this. You were stupid, selfish, and stubborn. Crack is just some shit that you could do. It's just like a drug or something for recreational use. So you wasn't going to rehab to get off of drugs. You was going to rehab just to get away from responsibility. I was having to be grown at a young age. God fucking damn it. The stepdaddies I had to fight. The shit was wild. In my projects, in my project. Bruce the projects all day. But yeah, prayed. People got worse. Situations got worse. I left home at 17. Got with this chick. Bitch fucked me over, but what really fucked me up. She was supposed to be in church going because we went to church every day and shit. Until I got rooted in church, intercessory prayer, church conventions. You know, and I'm like at the time, you know what? Having a good foundation, being a man of God, and then soon to be a great husband in the future. So let's make this work. But ooh-wee. That story time is a fucking deep dive. But like, I would need a whole fucking series, but like, I wouldn't want to go back down that motherfucking like, like even though I'm over it, but it's like wouldn't want to bring it up, but like at the same time, it's a testimony on why I left because like this was the last shit. It's like, bitch, we was rooted in church. I wasted all my motherfucking time and shit. Bitch, you'll be $14,000. I got all my receipts, bitch. but like after that incident, I got on my own. I got my own apartment, and I met a cat named Megatron in the hood, and he got me exposure, put me on stage with the music, threw me in the studio, and then that turned into community outreach. Like helping out the community, cleaning up the hood, giving back, joining protests, being security guards for like certain bookstores and shit. One of our crew, was security guard with Professor Griff came to the bookstore in Highland Park. Shout out HPMC, Highland Park Music Company, Better Growth and Development. And we had a whole group of young kids. We called them community change agents. They was cleaning up the hood. We threw them parties. And we said, if y'all motherfucker get good grades, good progress reports, y'all get free studio time. So that was like straight motivation. And the motherfuckers was tearing that studio up. And and plus like most of them was better than the grown-ups that came through. Like we did our thing. My resume is solid. Now it's time for evolution. So when I go out, y'all gonna remember everything. And this is why I'm working on my documentary. Y'all know when I'm done with it, because that's when I start talking to each and every one of y'all. And y'all give y'all feedback on y'all first impression of my music or my podcasting and shit. Just make it like a small little video, shoot it through the email, and I make a collage of it. Throw some music under some shit, putting everything together. Yep. And once I'm done with all my fucking music, I'm out. We'll be walking on the beach. Yep, Professor Griffin. Yep, Professor Griffin's the man. Yep. Yep. Hold on. I think that's the end of the video. Nope.
For God good. If I read all of these, reading in the Greek myths, and it was about Zeus, you would not stick up for Zeus and say, well, he still had a right to, and he's still perfect, and somehow he's still just, and he really does love everyone. You wouldn't. You couldn't. The only reason you're doing it for Yahweh or for Jesus is because you've been told or indoctrinated or convinced of these things despite what your Bible says, or because you don't want to face the truth of it, or because someone gave you a really lame apologetic, but anything is better than dealing with reality. Again, none of this is to say your God doesn't exist. For the sake of argument, he absolutely exists. Now what? You serve him out of fear? You hope you're one of the chosen? Fine, but that's not good, that's not just, and that's not love. So hopefully see you Tuesday, and until then, keep thinking.
Right, keep fucking thinking. Use your critical thinking skills, your comprehension skills, and your common fucking sense. But it's 7:12 and I ain't been to sleep yet. I gotta give me some rest, even if photography. But at the same time, I gotta write these bars. I'm only down to 4 more fucking bars. Like, as a matter of fact, I'm just gonna go with the flow. I might probably only get a couple hours of sleep and might have to make up the time. But I'm gonna get off tonight. We got Detroit After Dark because I do a noon shift today. So we could definitely do a Detroit After Dark tonight. You know. And as a matter of fact, fuck it, man. I'm in the music. Let's play some fucking music. Because you know we gotta end it with some tunes. Church always does that. I just can't motherfucking end church without ending it with some fucking music. What's wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Shout out to Lil Keith, Jersey. Shout out to everybody at the Hurykane Baptist Church.
It won't be no order in a new world. Child of the ghetto, I was raised by a cruel world. Life is a bitch, but I just bought her some new pearls. This bitch hold 100 in the clip. She my new girl, yeah. And she my dog, she my dog. If I feed a bullet, she gon' be walking all night long, yeah. And I'm a dog, I'm a dog. She only hit my line when she want a pussy dog, huh? With my dogs, where you at, Mr. Fuck the government? That's my dog. That's my dog, that's my dog. That's my dog, yeah. That's my dog, smoky voice. Sovereignty, my only choice. Can sell my soul for no one voice. I call silence holy noise. See, my demons got some boys. The abyss in my eyes, witness the void. I'm ready to die, nigga. You could live like a goy. In the spirit realm, I'm undefeated, feel like Floyd. The devil tried to buy my soul, I know that boy annoyed. Full tongue crash out, don't ask where I'm employed. Don't ask me, nigga. I'm a dog. This bitch hold 100, can't even fit in my drawers. I'm a dog.
Yeah, low-key, that's my dog. About to load up the chopper, knocking brains on the wall, yeah, low-key, that's my dog. About to load up the chopper, knocking brains on the wall, bitch. No regard, gotta send it off like a motherfucking rocket, yeah, bitch, you take it off. I'm a dog, yeah, I'm taking charge. I'll rip your ass apart if you step into my yard. I'm a dog, yeah, I got a bar, scream, fuck the government, yeah, I'm killing all of y'all. I'm a dog, see you looking soft, y'all want a club banging this, ain't that type of song. It's a murder, gotta call it bloody murder. My dog's hungry, now you people getting nervous. Picture perfect, pull back the iron curtain. It's not a simulation here, it's a prison circus. Now you're running, pulling 10, 1100. Got some money, shit cost 700. Get the bussin', pop a cow in the stomach. Pop the witnesses, we ain't saying nothing.
Bring that Hurykane night, trap this church dark fire out here. It's the dark fire out here. Let's go.
For the motherfucking power side, get to a line by calling my mind. And my soul gotta keep it divine. When I arrive, I'll be taking your line. But show you gonna benefit, you gonna be dying tonight. Die, go behind enemy lines. Rip it up for my kind, put the motherfucking sword in your spine. Like a lyrical samurai, knocking a satellite. If you see me, bitch, you don't need an alibi. Bitch, I'm a hurricane, bringing the storm in the rain, bitch. Bringing on the winning, I'm changing the game quick. Revolutionary, you're bringing the pain, bitch. Shoot you in the head, I'm leaving your brainless. Going on a mission, I'm knowing it's dangerous. Hang your ass on the fire, we chain, bitch. Most of you haters be talking the same shit. Spit it, rapid fire, you doing, I don't miss. Lyrical madness, see the blade in the packet. Full-time candy, put it straight into the jacket. Lyrical madness, see you red in the panic. Look at my actions, cause some beautiful reactions. Lyrical madness, see the blade in the packet. Full-time candy, put it straight up the jacket. Lyrical madness, see you red in the panic. Look at my actions, cause some beautiful reactions. Lyrical madness, see the blade
blade and I pack it. Full-time cannon, put it straight up the jacket. Lyrical madness, see you run in the panic. Look at my actions, cause some beautiful reactions. Lyrical madness, see the blade and I pack it. Full-time cannon, put it straight up the jacket. Lyrical madness, see you run in the panic. Look at my actions, cause some beautiful reactions. Who is the killer that's doing it bigger? You better get your nigga before I kill him and send him like hell, nigga. Fucking with the storm, that's why you fail, nigga. Breaking your bones because you frail, nigga. You better get the enemy, never been scared, nigga. Stay strapped up or stay prepared. Once you did 9/11, I keep remember who you checking. I'ma have to shoot you in your head, nigga. Realest the realest that never spit it. I'm the greatest admitted. Y'all niggas scared of admitted. And I'm the realest that never did it. Murder minute. I'm living, killing the minute. I threw the fucking bitch. I'm a minute. Killing the motherfucking government. Y'all the middle finger to the law. Plant a bomb and I'm killing them all. And I'm killing them all. Hell yeah, it's big of a song. Any cow, but we killing them all. Lyrical madness, see the blade that I'm packing. Full-time cannon, put it straight up the jacket. Lyrical madness, see you blood in the panic. Look at my actions, cause some beautiful reactions. Lyrical madness, see the blade that I'm packing. Full-time cannon, put it straight up the jacket. Lyrical madness, see you blood in the panic. Look at my actions, cause some beautiful reactions. Lyrical madness, see the blade that I'm packing. Full-time cannon, put it straight up the jacket. Lyrical madness, see you blood in the panic. Look at my actions, cause some beautiful reactions. Lyrical madness, see the blade that I'm packing. Full-time cannon, put it straight up the jacket. Look at my madness, see you blood in the panic. Look at my actions, cause some beautiful reactions. Lyrical madness, see the blade that I'm packing. Full-time cannon, put it straight up the jacket. Lyrical madness, see you run in the panic. Look at my actions, cause some beautiful reactions. Lyrical madness, see the blade that I'm packing. Full-time cannon, put it straight up the jacket. Lyrical madness, see you run in the panic. Look at my actions, cause some beautiful reactions.
Keep the dog quiet out here.
Hurykane 313.
Spark up the frankincense, because we don't got no frankincense.
Hurykane 313.
God of storms.
Brother Israel, get up out of here. Let go.
Riding out in this bitch. All you haters ain't shit. Dealing with fast lyrics, show lyrics. These bullets don't miss. But y'all worry about vibes. I worry about rhymes. So I gotta go round and tone it down. I think I'm losing my mind. Talk about the gold ham. Same motherfucker 1,000 times. When I study with 1,000 eyes, been prophesized. That gonna organize a revolution that will ride for life. 5 eyes on homicide. Every time I been official, gonna motherfucker die to die. Y'all think I'm out of mind, but I'm the god of storms. I do this shit all the time. God of storms. Bow down to the 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 god of storms. Bow down to the 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 god of storms. Bow down to the storms. Bow down to the storms. Bow down to the storms. All praise to the god of storms. Bow down to the storms. Bow down to the bow down to the bow down to the god of storm, turn to devastating. Turn to go fast to above the brakes. Going at a pace you would never trace. Here come the impact you would never brace. Better vacate from the place, okay? The bay got my AK, but it's straight away. Revolutionary lyrics gotta pave the way. From a rebel stuff to best spray your face. D-Day, replicate. They gotta kill the government to manipulate. I'm pulling out like here to blade. Walking up on the fair, this dog get a snip today. Little revolution is today, but niggas is scared. Grab the gun, I'm getting prepared. All you haters, you better beware. Get prepared, cause the storm right here. God of storms. Bow down to the bow down to the bow down to the bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the bow down to the bow down to the bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the bow down to the bow down to the all praise to the god of storms. Bow down to the bow down to the bow down to the bow down to the time I be the spark of the frankincense. We ain't giving this bitch with no frankincense. Revolutionary that the day commence. So we ain't going all out before the baby spit. They got many drones cause I pay for Chris. They watching everything on some major shit. They poison water, poison food, chemtrails in the air, they spraying shit. CDC, they making shit. Black rock penalty. Shit, trying to send them people back to the gate of bitch. Some the great hurricane take a state to miss. Trying to rise up and raise the fist. Who bullet with me? Let's take the trip. Shoot it at the government and make it flip. Bitch, trying to fill the world with amazing hits. God of storms. Bow down to the bow down to the bow down to the bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the bow down to the bow down to bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the bow down to the bow down to the all praise to the god of storms. Bow down to the, bow down to the, bow down to the, bow down to the God of storms. Bow down to the, bow down to the, bow down to the, all praise to the God of storms. Bow down to the, bow down to the, bow down to the, bow down to the God of storms. Bow down to the, bow down to the, all praise to the God of storms.
At the Hurykane Night Chapters Church, much love to my first lady, Vata. I'll see you when I wake up. I might, like it might be a song that pop up in a minute, but I will catch you in a minute. And shout out to everybody, shout out to Monica, shout out to Nathan, shout out to Live and Learn, Soul Brother, and everybody else is gonna watch on the playback. Got a new track coming soon, and I catch y'all in a minute. I gotta try to get some rest though, I gotta try to get some rest, but I gotta finish these 4 bars. A God's job is never done, my lady, my first lady, because this is the intro to the Detroit Rhythm album. The Detroit Rhythm album. And shouts out to Jordan for the beat. So it's going to be phenomenal. What more can I say? I don't know why I thought about that. Oh, but shout out to everybody. This the Hurykane Night, this church where we gon' ask. We gonna ask some questions like, God, why the fuck you put the tree in the knowledge of good and evil with the garden if you know what nigga was gonna fuck with it, you bitch ass now? And why the fuck you kill those kids with those goddamn 2 bears, all because they was playing Def Comedy Jam with a bald prophet named Elisha? This motherfucker should have just had roast skills. You gonna let kids make you cry? You're supposed to be a prophet of God roaster. You're supposed to be roasting kids on the regular. But dog, this nigga go home and cry like a bitch to God. And God is like, I got your back. Like I need some sacrificing anyway. God is an evil motherfucker. He's an evil motherfucker. He's an evil motherfucker. But I catch y'all on the next one. Much love to everybody. Much love to the first lady. Got some new music on the way. Get ready. This is also my last day of work, so you already know what it is. You go get it in. But oh man, I got shit to do tomorrow too. Even Tuesday. I hope my body don't shut down on me, but I'm gonna try to get some rest. But we gotta finish this track though. At least what I could do is at least finish the 4 bars and then go to sleep, wake up, drop the track, and like that's what I can do. I don't gotta. But I might though. If I'm motivated enough, it's going down. Jordan got a hype ass fucking beat. That motherfucker starts off fucking cold. And Vata, like when you hear the beat, I'm like, yeah, that shit screams intro. Like, this is how you start off a fucking album. Like, I'm talking about, like, I got chills when I motherfucking heard this shit. And I immediately start writing. But get ready. I love you, baby. My first lady. Sweet lady. Oh, no, you better not do that shit. Where the fuck Pastor Kane go? Nigga, Pastor Kane already sleep. Who the fuck are you? Bitch, I'm Hurykane. Who the fuck are you? I'm the announcer of the motherfucking church. Oh, well, church doors open. Man, nigga, everybody already cleared out. We got like 3 people left in this bit. And then we just chilling, smoking some frankincense. Oh, because we don't got no frankincense. Shouts out to everybody at the Hurykane tonight. Baptist Church. We out. Peace. Oh yeah, baby. I'm looking forward to finishing it and presenting it. Hope you love the sermon, Batu. Because this was fire. We out of here. Peace. And always remember, ask some questions. Question everything. Amen. And can I get an 8 gram so I can roll up this last blunt so I can finish these last 4 bars? Can I get a 8 gram of the finest? That's enough. Start acting like professionals. Oh, shit, I forgot church is over. That was Captain K. All right, party's over. Turned off that replicator of that church. And put on those fucking uniforms. You saw Starfleet officer. That's enough. I'm sorry, boss. I just thought about Captain Cisco. Oh my fucking God. I'm high like a motherfucker. I'm sorry, everybody. Let me get up out of here. Okay, let's go.